Okay, so in this video, I kind of just want to talk a little bit of some of the plans that I have for the Mirage series going forward, and just what I've kind of been dealing with the series. The most recent episode, it was a Donatello-based episode, just because I was working on a different episode beforehand, but I wasn't really enjoying how it was turning out. I was feeling very rushed to like pump out a video, and it wasn't really work I was proud to release. And later on in this video, I'll show you what I already recorded for that episode, just because I still wanted to at least see the light of day. But I'm currently reanimating that video right now, and I'm already enjoying how it's turning out a lot more. Obviously, the Mirage series is one that a lot of people enjoy, and I just want to be able to like kind of like make each episode better than the last when it comes to like animation and like audio and like bringing the plot moving forward and stuff like that. Obviously, I am trying to keep the main storyline kind of based around the original comic books, but with my own little tweaking to some of like specific episodes or specific fight scenes. And I'm also throwing in some audio from the 2003 cartoon, because that cartoon took a lot of inspiration from those storylines as well, so it works well having some of the already existing audio. And obviously I fill in some of the gaps where there's not any audio I can use for the turtles, so I kind of like try my best to, I don't know, kind of sound like the specific turtles or Splinter or Shredder or whatever it may be, and like just try and fill in those gaps to like have the story move on a bit forward. And obviously, because it is the Mirage series that I'm doing, I want all of the characters to look like how they did in the comic books, and I've already kind of run into a couple different issues when it comes to that. Because starting off with Splinter, I used the 1990 figure just because I didn't have the NECA Mirage Splinter when I started working on the series, and I thought, this is a NECA Splinter figure, it will be a good placeholder. And like the robe was, I've seen some art of Splinter and the Mirage stuff where he had like that beige kind of dirty robe on him, so I thought it was a good placeholder for the time. But as I was continuing the story, there was like a big year gap that I had on working on the series, just because I was moving around at that point in my life and I didn't have all my stop motion stuff and figures and whatever it may be. But in that year time gap, it kind of gave me some time to kind of like flesh out the series a bit and like where I wanted to take it a bit more. And I thought the original Master Splinter figure looked a bit more like the original Mirage design, and like same with like the height as well, just and like the color of like the fur and everything. So in, I think it was like episode 5, it cuts this Splinter because it's before that year time gap, and then it cuts to this one just because I wanted it to feel like it's a bit older of a Splinter now. I know some people are like, it's kind of weird how you change Splinters like that, but what I was kind of going for was he's now a bit older now, so he's smaller figure, and when I do eventually get around to picking up the Mirage Splinter, I'll be able to just switch them out, and it'll be a bit more seamless than like those figures, because it's a bigger jump, I guess. But now recently I was able to actually pick up the Mirage Splinter figure, which is really cool for the series. He looks really dope next to some of the comic book figures there. And on some of the stuff that I already filmed that I'm now scrapping, it was this Splinter figure, and I did a vote seeing if you'd prefer if I waited till like the end of the season to switch the Splinter figures out, but people voted for this one, and I'm okay with that. I'm very excited to animate with this Splinter figure. The it's gonna be able to have a lot more expressions now, even with just like the hands and the head articulation. It's a really dope Splinter figure. So yeah, with the figures, I'm trying to keep them accurate, but the problem that kind of comes with that is they are very expensive, and in my area, they don't really stock a lot of NECA stuff. It's kind of like a fluke when I actually come across them. There was only 2 Splinter figures I've seen ever, and it was recently in GameStop. And GameStop's really the only place where I can find them. I still have a Toys R Us because I'm in Canada, but it's not really good, and the prices here are so ridiculously expensive that like even if it's a figure I want, it's hard to pull the trigger. This is a little side note, but even there was some Marvel Legends figures that like I wanted to pick up, like the Hulk, Grey Hulk 2-pack and Hawkeye, but I couldn't pull the trigger because like it's like the Hulk 2-pack here, it would have been like almost $100, and people in the States are like, dang, $30 on clearance, I'm not gonna pull the trigger. It's like, bro, I wish. Yeah, so they're very expensive because I can only find NECA stuff now like in the aftermarket, and the aftermarket prices are so ridiculous. Like, I don't really want to drop like, I don't know, $80 for a Foot Soldier re-release. It's kind of ridiculous. I would like to have those figures in my series, and I could figure out a way to get them into my series if I'm able to like actually find them, I guess, in person. But again, it's kind of hard to do that. So what I've been doing with like the Foot Soldier stuff, I started off this series using the 1990 Foot Soldier figures because again, they were NECA, and I thought they'd be a close fit for the time being. I know the Foot Soldiers look very different in the comic books. They are like red and gray. So later on in the series, I switched the Foot Soldiers to the 2003 ones, and I used them a bit more as like a more skilled Foot Soldier, and these were kind of like the, I guess, like, I don't know, the fodder Foot Soldiers. Like, they send these ones in first, and these are the more skilled ones. And I would probably do the same thing with the actual official NECA Foot Soldiers. If I'm able to find those before the last episode for this season, I will bring those ones into the rooftop fight. But I might just kind of have these figures be like the Foot Soldiers for that one. Maybe later on in the series I'll find the official Foot Soldiers. I guess I'll see what's going on with that. And obviously you can't have the Foot Soldiers without Shredder, and there has been maybe three or four Mirage Shredder figures that have been released, but again, they are very expensive. A lot of them are exclusive stuff, and I don't really think I'll be able to pick them up. I would love to get that 4-pack, save up for that one, like the Comic-Con one, but the chance of that happening anytime soon are kind of slim. So I kind of had to improvise. A while back I made this custom Mirage Shredder out of the classic collection one and the legs of a Marvel Legends figure, and I think it turned out pretty cool. It was cool being able to actually use cross hatching on the figure, because that's something I already do in my own art. So it was cool to actually like make a comic book looking action figure, and this will be the Shredder that I will be using in the series. And hopefully I don't know, get the official one at some point. But a figure I do want to save up for the time being for the series is NECA has released a Battle Damage Shredder figure. It is in the blue uniform, so I want to pick that one up, and I'll probably use it in the last episode, where I'll be this shredder, and it'll cut to the battle damage one later on in the episode. It'll probably be distracting how it's red and then it turns to blue, but I don't want to paint the NECA figures because obviously they're expensive, and like I'm fine with like repainting the odd Legend or McFarlane figure, but like repainting NECA stuff, I don't know if I'm there yet, and I don't know if I'd like to repaint that figure. So I don't know, I'll see what goes. Maybe with some lighting or whatever, I'll try and make it not as obvious, or maybe, I don't know, the sky changes the color of the suit, something like that. But I will be currently trying to save up for that figure to use that in episode, what am I on, I'm working on 7, I think. Episode 8 should be the season final, I think, because the episode I'm currently working on, it is the turtles are training. Obviously Splinter is getting a bit older now, so I kind of want to have a line where he goes to the turtles being like, my age is catching up to me. I'd like to see Hamato Yoshi avenged before my own death. I don't really plan on killing Splinter anytime soon. I don't know if I will, but it's just to keep the plot moving. So it's going to be a very Raphael based episode, because in the comic books, Splinter sends Raphael out to send a message to the Shredder to like duel. He doesn't know who they are, and he doesn't really matter. So this episode is Turtles training. It's gonna be Raphael going out. He'll take out a couple foot soldiers and stuff, deliver the message to the Shredder, and then the next episode after that, it's gonna be pretty action-based episode, which I'm excited to do. I really enjoy doing the action stop motion stuff over dialogue. The dialogue stuff takes forever because it's just like, I don't know, copy and pasting a lot of the frames just so what they're saying, it lines up to what's going on screen. So that's kind of the idea I got for season 1, and I already have ideas for season 2 and stuff like that. Obviously, in the second issue of the series, the Mousers come into play, and I know NECA just released a Baxter Stockman figure, so I would like to pick that one up as well. But if I'm not able to, I might have this dude from Jurassic Park be the placeholder for the time being, because I think it's a good placeholder for Baxter, I guess. He kind of looks like him. But is that racist? Am I gonna get canceled now? And with the Mouser storyline that gets set up, that is a good way to introduce April O'Neil into the series, because she was working for Baxter. And I did recently get my first like NECA Mouser out of box, because it came with the Splinter figure, and it's really cool to have like a more articulated comic book looking Mouser figure. One thing I'm very torn on right now is I do have the 2009 exclusive April figure from Comic-Con, and I never thought I was gonna open this figure, and looking at some of the pricing of it on the aftermarket, I can at least get up to $200 for it in box. But I'm very torn right now, just because I would like to have more of the NECA Mousers, and having the NECA April figure also for the series. So I'm very torn right now, especially because I don't really plan on selling my stuff. So I'm very torn on if I should open this figure or not. Hopefully NECA at least wants to re-release this figure, then I might hold off. But there's a part of me that's leaning a bit more on opening it. But again, I don't need April in the series yet, so she's going to remain in box until I make a further decision on that. But it would be cool to have the NECA April in my series. And moving forward, there's obviously NECA's been releasing a lot of the Mirage figures, and obviously I would like to pick a lot of them up for this series. They're also just figures I want for my collection, so it's not like I'm just randomly buying them. Obviously a big one is Casey Jones. I would love to have a Mirage Casey Jones, and you best believe when I get that figure, there is gonna be a scrap between Raph and Casey in this series. Like, I cannot wait to jump into that video. I'm kind of torn on like which shirt I'd like. I kind of want to get him in the red shirt, honestly. I think that'd be kind of dope. Very excited. That's definitely one I 100% am going to be picking up. Another one I would really like to pick up is the Utrom, like the robotic body version, because after I introduce April and Casey and like, yeah, season 2 stuff, after the whole Mouser stuff, it's gonna go into, I believe it's the Search for Splinter storyline with like TCRI and stuff, and then moving into like season 3 kind of stuff. Like I have like a lot of stuff that I like to do for this series, so like I know a lot of people enjoy it, and it's one I enjoy working on. So like I want to put like all my effort into this series. Like I feel like a lot of stop motion YouTubers, like you go to their channel and like they have their series. Like By the Way I Say is definitely, he's 2012 Turtles. I can't think of their names. I'm so bad with name stuff. But there is the YouTuber, I think it's two brothers that do like the multiverse storyline, which slaps. They recently just did like, it was Shazam and Superman versus Hulk, and like 2099 Batman and Spider-Man. That was a dope episode. Like you go to that channel for like that stuff. I'd like my channel to be the Mirage Turtles. I think that'd be pretty dope. And obviously season 3 stuff, if you know what happens when the turtles get into TCRI, they get sent up into space, and I am thankful that I already have a main player for that stuff. We bringing in the Fugitoid, and I got the NECA version of that guy, which is really cool. They released Zog for the Triceratons as well. He's one I would definitely like to pick up. He looks like such a dope figure, and I think with that series, or like that season, I might do a mix of Triceratons. Obviously, the ones I'm kind of jumping to are the 2003 cartoon ones. I really enjoy how these look, and then I also got Mozart as well, and they're pretty good, I guess, for scale. And I do have the classic collection Triceratons that I might do a little bit of mixing as well with like the foot soldiers. Like these are, I guess, these will be the more higher end Triceratons, and like the 80s classic collection can be more of like, again, like the brutes or whatever it may be kind of deal. But I think that might be all I kind of wanted to bring up. I am very excited that I'm working on this series. It's one that I'm very passionate about, and it's one of the more viewed stuff on my channel. So I want to continue bringing people into these episodes. And yo, NECA, if you're listening, if you send me a bunch of your products, I'm just saying, I will use them in like every video. I got plans. NECA, please, NECA. Someone show me the NECA, please. I'll use your toys. I like NECA. I'm just a poor 20-year-old. I can't keep doing these aftermarket prices. But yeah, I have a lot planned for this series. I have three of like the original, like I guess graphic novel versions of like the story. So I'm reading through those, and like I said, I'll be using audio from the 2003 stuff with my own voice mixed in there just to keep the plot moving. I do want to keep the characters looking faithful to the series, so I will, when I'm able to, I'll try and pick up the figures to keep it faithful. But like I said, I might have to have placeholders for the time being, just because I may not have the figure by the time I'm at the point where I want to work on that episode. Right now, the big one I want to save up for is Battle Damage Shredder, because Shredder's helmet's knocked off at the end of that battle and stuff, and some of the accessories that come with that Shredder figure will be useful to have just for like the end of that fight, if you know how that kind of ends. And yeah, I'm showing you now the clip that I was previously working on that I'm not going ahead with, and then, well, I'm just reanimating it. So I'll show you the clip I'm not using, and I'll show you the full clip of what I got for the reanimated stuff. And yeah, I'm very excited moving forward. It feels really cool to like be like working on like an actual series like this. I know it's just a YouTube stuff with stop motion, but like it feels cool that a lot of people enjoy watching this. And again, NECA, if anyone at NECA is listening, send us to NECA somehow. I would love to, I'm begging. Please send me some figures so I can animate them. I'll do little teasers for your figures. I see all that last Ronin stuff that's being released that I also kind of want. Kinda as in I do want it. I see all these NECA figures. I see all this Mirage stuff that you're making that I can't really afford right now. But like, shit, I might be raising up this. Oh my god. But yeah, I got a lot planned for the series. I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Just my videos in general. It means a lot that people actually enjoy the stuff that I make, and it makes me want to continue doing my best with stop motion stuff. For a while there, I was feeling really just rushed to make stop motion stuff, to like try and make some money off of YouTube. I'm able to make some money every month, but it's not like a lot like other YouTubers by any means. We're not all of us are Markiplier, bro. But like, I'm just kind of at the point where it's like quality over quantity. I don't want to be doing this MCU shit, if you know what I'm saying. Man, they fell off. But yeah, thanks for watching. Here is the clip now.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the little teaser there. Yeah, that old animation was so stiff. It looks so shit. I am much preferring the newer stuff. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Someone reach out to NECA for me. Oh my goodness. Please, this is a threat.